Good morning. So I wanted to come on here and talk about something called the 5 principles of Reiki. So Master 𝐾𝐢𝐯 referred to Reiki as the secret method for inviting in happiness into our lives. And this practice that he created, called the 5 Reiki principles, were a big part of helping us to achieve the secret method for inviting happiness into our lives. So Usui used 5 Reiki principles that he advised his students to repeat in the mornings and in the evenings while sitting in gasso position, which is 2 hands are coming together. In the Reiki practice in gasso, the emphasis or the focus is where the middle fingers meet, and the rest of the hands are just gently resting together. But as we practice the gasso meditation, our focus is on that point where the middle fingers meet. So I wanted to talk about the 5 Reiki principles a little bit. So the first one is, just today, do not anger. The second one is, just today, do not worry. The third one is, just for today, be grateful. The fourth one is, just for today, work hard. And the fifth one is, just for today, show compassion and kindness to every living thing, including yourself. So, Usui was saying, he wasn't saying that anger is necessarily a bad thing. We don't want to suppress our emotions, right? But anger is something that typically comes from a past experience, right? So typically anger is something that we experience when something is happening in the present moment that reminds us of something that hurt in the past. And so for this invitation, just for today, do not anger, it's an invitation to bring our energy into the present moment and not let experiences from the past influence how we choose to show up in the present moment. Similarly, just for today, do not worry. Worry is something that comes from thinking about future, thinking about something that will happen in the future. And so when we say, just for today, do not worry, again, it's an invitation to bring our energy back into the present moment and not to project fear into things that haven't happened yet, into things that are in the future. Just for today, be grateful. This is an acknowledgement to be grateful for all of the blessings that are currently in your life, all of the blessings, not just physical, not just monetary, not just financial, not just, things that we have that are material objects, but also being grateful for our family, being grateful for the experience of love, being grateful for breath. Gratitude can go so many different ways, but what we focus on grows. So if we choose to focus on gratitude, we will experience more of that gratitude energy within our lives. Just for today, work hard. This isn't talking about going and working a 12-hour job and just grinding and doing that thing. This is more talking about working on ourselves, bringing the Reiki practice back to self. In Reiki, the emphasis is on self first and then others, with this idea that we can only help others to the extent that we've helped ourselves, right? And so the first step in Reiki is always using Reiki to first help the self. And these 5 Reiki principles are a map that we can use to help us to bring our energy into empowerment. So work hard is an invitation to work on the self, to use Reiki for the self first and foremost, before being able to go out into the world and try to heal the world with Reiki. Bringing the practice close to home first, starting with the self. So just for today, work hard is an invitation to really have that practice, that spiritual practice with ourselves, so that we can show up for other people in a way that feels really good. And then lastly, just for today, show compassion and kindness to every living thing, including self. I love this one because we don't often know what a person's struggling with, right? We have lots of people within our lives, and we also have ourselves. And we need to start with giving kindness to ourselves first, and then also having compassion and kindness towards other people, not knowing what they might be struggling with. And by choosing kindness, you're choosing to bring more of that energy into your life. By choosing to show up with kindness and compassion, you will then be receiving more kindness and compassion in your life as well.